Hey everybody, it's Mike. Welcome back to the channel. So today I thought I'd do an end of summer update on the palm seedlings because I've had some seedlings die off. I actually talked about that in previous videos. A lot of the Washingtonias were looking pretty rough. So I basically threw out everything that was dead to see what I had left over. And let me show you guys this. These are all the new empty pots I have right here. All the seedlings that have died were all in these pots. And so I guess good news is I have more pots to separate more seedlings because I do have more to separate. But yeah, geez, I lost quite a few of them. And then over here, actually some of these round pots had Washingtonia in them also, but I went ahead and transplanted some of the Livistona chinensis. There's more of the ones I separated right there. And they've done really good with the transplanting. And then right here, this one, these right here, these are all the Sable Miner Emerald Isle Giant. I only did one video on these quite a while ago, but they're actually doing pretty well. I actually had a few more come up, but then I lost one or two of them. So, but they're doing pretty good out here. They like that humidity and heat, as all sable miners do. And of course the mystery sable, still doing pretty good. A little bit of burning there on that, but that's been there. And then all the little seedlings that came up alongside of it, still growing well. There's only this one right here, just that one that's not looking good. But the rest of them survived the transplant really good. Pretty tough palms there. The Washingtonia Flipper, those two larger ones in the community pot, still doing pretty good. I ended up cutting that off. It was just really burned. Kind of like this other sable over here, but yep. And then more of the Washingtonia seedlings, doing really well. This one's really taken off. And then we've got the Mediterranean fan palm. Camerops humilis did an update on this recently. Still doing well. New growth there since I did the video, I believe. And then, wow, look at that. That is the community pot of more Livistona chinensis. I definitely have to separate these. Good news is I have some more pots that I can use. But yeah, they're growing like mad. Almost overwhelmed with these seedlings. I didn't know I was going to grow so many. And then these are some of the ones I originally transplanted. These are the first ones I transplanted. And as you can tell, they're growing some second leaves here, second strap leaves. And more sable. These are the, I did a video on these a long time ago thinking they were Texas sable, but I think these might be more like Brazoria, because these are the Texas sable here. These actually, I collected these from South Padre Island back in March. Or no, maybe it was February or January. Late January, I think. And these look a little bit different than these, so. And the palm that I got them from doesn't look quite like a Texas sable. It has the large form, but it's a little different. Fronds are a little different. So, yeah, I don't know. We will see. And then I want to show you guys this. This is the Dormant Pindo palm pot. But I have a second seedling coming up. And you're probably wondering, like, where's the other one? Well, I had to take it out because it was starting to suffer. And I took it in and put it on the windowsill next to the Chilean wine palms because I knew that they wouldn't like the humidity as well. So I went ahead and took it in there, but it's not doing too well. But I'll be getting to that here pretty soon. And I believe this is a Sable Miner. Some of these I just don't know what they are. I just kind of threw seeds around early on and didn't really think much of it. But this thing has grown like mad over the summer. It's grown at least 2 more strap leaves, if not 3. So it is, but it's happy. It's got its own pot. It was never in a community pot with other seedlings, so it's had enough room to spread out. And over here, we have got the Bismarcks. Still looking really good, still growing. There's a new spear right there coming up since the last video. This fan frond has opened up since then with a new spear coming up. And these ones back here are doing really, really good. And then new spears coming up that weren't there on the last video. Actually, this leaf and this leaf were both still spears on the last video, so it shows you how fast they've grown in the last few weeks. And then in the middle here, these are the Sable Palmetto Lisa mutation. A little more of a kind of a webbed looking Sable Palmetto. And some of these fronds look a little roughed up from winter, but this new growth is looking pretty good. The growth coming up from the middle actually has done pretty well this summer. And then of course we have the Washingtonia, the 23-year-old Washingtonia, just looking really good. Really good. It had a little bit of a problem with some ants a couple days ago though, not gonna lie. It was covered. I ended up watering it and all these ants started flying up and covering the fronds. They were all over the soil. So I went ahead and grabbed some of this stuff at the store. A little 3-in-1 Bio Advanced, and it just hooks up to your hose and then it adds the right dilution for spraying these things. Oh good, finally the sun's dying down a little bit because my exposure was pretty bad there. And I went ahead and just doused this thing pretty good, and I haven't seen a single ant since in the last couple days. So yeah, I think it's actually going to, I think they actually worked, so I'm going to use them on the rest of the seedlings for sure, because I think it will help with them getting eaten. Another shot of the Bismarcks that weren't overexposed there. This sun is really unpredictable around here. Never know when it's going to go away or blast you in the face. Kind of like the bugs. And I think that's about it for these. Nope. I keep forgetting these. I keep forgetting this table over here. These are all Washingtonia. These ones in the middle here, these were left over from the original Robustas that I had, that I did a video on several months ago, back in spring. And these are pretty much the only survivors left of that group. But as you can tell, a lot of them are doing pretty good. They're also getting eaten, so I got to use that spray for these. And I think these here, I think these are more of a hybrid. These are more from, I think these were from an actual filibusta. But these are looking really good. These were transplanted at the same time. I transplanted the other ones that were suffering, but these weren't in community pots quite as long. Maybe just a few months versus about, 18 months on the other ones. About a year and a half those other ones were in community pots. So that's a little lesson there. If you have community pots of seedlings, you want to separate them as quickly as possible, because they will go into shock, especially Washingtonia. Some other ones will do a little bit better. Sables tend to hold up a little bit better. And, but yeah, the Washingtonias, they need a lot of help. So anyway, that's what's left over, the Washingtonia, that, and along with these right here. That's all that's left. But I still have quite a few of them. And now I'll go ahead and get to the palms that are inside. Okay, so here I am in the intensive care unit, also known as the south-facing kitchen windowsill, because this is where I have the palms that are not doing well in the humidity. I'm bringing them inside. I did a video on these recently, a little update, and they weren't doing so well outside in the humidity, so I brought them in here, and they're actually improving a little bit. This spear is actually opening a little bit, and then this one has a spear that's actually gotten a little bit taller. But this one over here is it's still suffering. I don't know if it's going to make it. It does have a little bit of green there. There's no spear pull or anything. Trunk still feels pretty solid, but it was deformed right out of the gate. It didn't have any root obstruction or anything like the Bismarcks did. It just kind of came up weird, and you can tell this accordion-like pattern here on this frond, or this strap leaf. It got caught early on onto the trunk, and then it just wouldn't separate, and it finally did, but not before it got all deformed. So anyway, that one's not doing too well, but hopefully it bounces back. They haven't been in here too incredibly long, but so you can see these two are doing a lot better. And then over here, here's that Pindo palm seedling, the first one. Yeah. Eesh. does not look good at all. This part right here, the little trunk part, was a lot more solid. It's starting to feel a little more weak. So I don't think this one's gonna make it. As you can tell, it got a little bit taller. It was doing better, but yeah, it just, for some reason, maybe the water wasn't correct or something, but yeah, I kind of gave it a little more water the other day, so I'm just gonna kind of let it sit, dry out a little bit. Hopefully it didn't get any root rot or anything, but yep, so bad news is this one doesn't look like it's gonna make it, but the other Pindo palm seedling outside, it's looking pretty good. Hopefully with the weather cooling off and the humidity decreasing a little bit, hopefully it will actually get a little more time to establish and not have to deal with the bulk of the summer heat and humidity. So anyway, that's about it for this update. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.